Shalom family, this is Emmanuel from BOW. Today we're going to be talking about Leviticus 19. Right, we're just going to go through it, break it down piece by piece, and let's get straight into it, right? So we're going to start at Leviticus 19 from the top. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, Speak unto all the congregation of the children of Israel, and say unto them, Ye shall be holy, for I am the Lord your God, and holy. So he's telling the people of Israel, hey guys, you gotta be holy just like I'm holy, right? So let's go into the BOB, the Blue Letter Bible, to see what holy really means. Right, let's just go to it real quick because I like to bring this out. So in the BOB, it is going to be H9 or H6918, right? Kadosh, and pretty much the biblical usage of it is sacred, saint, set apart, etc. Right? Those things right there. The Most High is telling the children of Israel, you guys have to be set apart. You can't be like these other nations, right? You got to be different. You got to be saint. You got to be set apart. You got to be sacred, right? Just like the Most High is. Right? We got to be set apart. We can't be doing whatever other people are doing. Can't be of this world, etc. So he's just making that. The Most High is making that a clear point to the children of Israel, right? He wants that to be he just wants that to be in action, right? But let's continue though. Leviticus 19 verse 3. Ye shall fear every man his mother and his father, and keep my Sabbaths. I am the Lord your God. Turn ye not unto idols, nor make to yourselves molten gods. I am the Lord your God. So right here, these two verses right here, 3 and 4, are actually going into the Ten Commandments, right? It's going into some of the parts of the Ten Commandments. So I wanted to show y'all these laws also in the Ten Commandments. So let's go. Let's go to Exodus 20. Make a bookmark. Let's go to Exodus 20. And we're gonna read verse 4, right? Thou shalt not make unto thee any graven image or likeness of anything that is in heaven above, or that is in the earth beneath, or that is in the water under the earth, right? So can't be doing all that, Can't be, making idols, this and that. No, that's a no-go, right? But let's go into the other one in let's go into the Sabbaths, right? This is going to be right there down in Exodus 20 and verse 8. Remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy. So right here too, this is also in the Ten Commandments. People kind of forget this one and like, oh yeah, the Christians are like, oh no, we don't gotta keep the Sabbath, even though they say that they keep the Ten Commandments. Like, okay, yeah, y'all lying then, because it's right here, man. Y'all just skip over it. This is the fourth commandment, so I don't know. They just be tripping, right? And I believe the other one that was mentioned in Leviticus 19 was honor your mother and father, right? So it's going to be, this is going to be the fifth commandment actually in the Ten Commandments. Honor thy father. This is Exodus 20 and verse 12. Honor thy father and thy mother, that thou days may be long upon the land which the Lord thy God giveth thee. So of course, right here, we gotta be there for God love, gotta honor our mother and father, because that's what the Most High said. It's a good thing, that we honor our mothers and fathers, because if we did it, man, we just be doing whatever, man. We'd be rebellious. We do all this crazy stuff, right? So that's why the Most High really made that a point, to honor your parents. But let's go back to Leviticus 19. Right, we're going to go back to verse 5. And if ye offer a sacrifice of peace offering unto the Lord, ye shall offer it at your own will. Right? He's saying, y'all want to give a peace offering, offer in your own will, right? Let's go to verse 6. It shall be eaten the same day ye offer it, and on the morrow. And if I remain until the third day, it shall be burnt in the fire. And if it be eaten at all on the third day, and it is abominable, it shall not be accepted. Right? So pretty much, if you give a peace offering, right? If you give a peace offering and you don't eat it, the first day, and you kind of just like, wait it out, just wait it out, I guess you can say, until days later, and say, oh yeah, this is the third day, but I'm still going to eat this. It's not going to be acceptable. It's not going to be tolerated by the Most High. The Most High is going to be like, man, forget you. You didn't, partake in your peace offering because y'all didn't indulge in it the day that I wanted you to indulge in it. People just procrastinate. Israel always procrastinates, right? That's why the Most High is like, man, I'm not finna accept it because y'all just procrastinating. Y'all ain't taking this seriously. When I tell you to eat it in a certain time, you should eat it in a certain time. Don't wait on your own time, right? So the Most High is kind of like telling them that. But let's continue. It's going to be verse. My bad. It's going to be verse 8. Therefore, my bad. Therefore, everyone that eateth it shall bear his iniquity, because he hath profaned the hollow thing of the Lord, and that shall be cut off from among his people. My bad. I should have read verse 8 too. But this is saying, bro, what you just did was a sin. It was an abomination. So if you're doing this type of stuff, then you're finna get cut off, man. You're finna get cut off. So this is a really important thing, brothers. Nowadays we can't actually do the sacrifices because we're not in that time anymore. But this was a serious act, right? If you didn't do it in the right way, then you was finna get cut off, right? Plain and simple. But let's go to verse 9, right? And when ye reap the harvest of your land, thou shalt not wholly reap the corners of thy field, neither shalt thou gather the gleanings of thy harvest, and thou shalt not glean thy vineyard, neither shalt thou gather every grape of thy vineyard. Thou shalt leave them for the poor and stranger. I am the Lord your God. So pretty much what this is talking about is like, don't reap everything that's in your vineyard, right? Don't harvest everything, because you want to leave the corners to the poor and to the strangers that are in the land. You don't want to keep everything to yourself. So that's what the Most High is pretty much telling the people, like, hey, yo, don't be selfish. Leave some for the people that really need this, right? So just be considerate, right? Leave some stuff for your brothers and sisters, right? So that's what the Most High wanted. And let's go to verse 11, right? Ye shall not steal, neither deal falsely, neither lie one to another, right? So, Salakia. And ye shall not swear by my name falsely, neither shall thou profane the name of thy God. I am the Lord, right? And so this right here, this is also going into the 10 Commandments. So let's go into the 10 Commandments real quick. Let's go into the 10 Commandments, right? And let's read verse 7. Thou shalt not take the name of the Lord thy God in vain, for the Lord will not hold him guiltless that taketh his name in vain. So like he was saying in Leviticus 19, right? He's like, don't swear by my name. Don't swear by my name, right? And there's another commandment in the 10 Commandments too. We can't steal too. Let's go to it real quick. And that's going to be Exodus 20 and verse 15. Thou shalt not steal. It's pretty plain and simple, right? Pretty plain and simple. But yeah, that was kind of like the precept going into Leviticus 19, 11 and 12. But I also wanted to bring out, Salakia, I want to backtrack a little bit. I want to bring out Deuteronomy 24, right? I want to bring out Deuteronomy 24 for the what's it called? For the law giving to your to the poor and to the strangers with your harvest, right? I kind of want to go into that. I have a precept for it. Deuteronomy 24, and I believe verse 7. Yeah, I haven't noted. No, verse 19, Salakia. Yeah, Khan. So this is going to be Deuteronomy 24 and verse 19. When thou cuttest down thine harvest in thy field, and hast forgot a sheaf in the field, thou shalt not go again to fetch it. It shall be for the stranger, for the fatherless, and for the widow, that the Lord thy God may bless thee in all the work of thy hands. You know, so if we leave a sheaf in the field, we shouldn't go back and fetch it. You know, we should leave it for the people that really need it, right? And if we do that, the Lord is going to bless us, right? The Lord is going to bless us. So yeah, I just wanted to bring that out too, because you know, you might be saying, man, it's not convenient though. Let me just get my stuff. But in reality, just let what the Most High has for you, you know, just do whatever the Most High has for you. Because if you do what He tells you to do, then you're going to get blessed, right? You're going to get blessed. You're going to get blessings. And at the end of the day, you're helping your people. So that's why the Most High really makes it, you know, clear. Like, hey, you know, help your brother out. Help your sister out. Because He sees in your heart like, oh, yeah, this is a good brother, you know. So pretty much, man, God's a good God because He really cares about His people, right? Yahweh, man, you know, He cares about us, really. So we'll go back into Leviticus 19, Salakia. But I want to backtrack because that's a pretty important point, right? Let's go to Salakia. I forgot in the other one, Salakia, in verse 12, or Salakia, in verse 11, 19 and 11, Salakia, ye shall not steal, neither deal falsely, neither lie to one another. So let's go back to Exodus 20, Salakia. This is kind of all over the place. I got a lot of notes. But let's go back to Leviticus 20 because I want to get that commandment 2 in the 10 commandments. We shouldn't bear false witness, right? I just want to prove this point. This is going to be Exodus 20 and 16. Thou shalt not bear false witness against thy neighbor, right? So, you know, like I said, Leviticus 19 is pretty much going over the 10 commandments, but more in depth, right? Let's go back. And I believe we're going to start at verse 13. Yeah. God. Thou shalt not defraud thy neighbor, neither rob him. The wages of him that is hired shall not abide with thee all night until the morning. So don't do your brother wrong, right? Don't do your brother wrong. Don't be stingy and keep the money that your brother deserves. Just give it to the brother. You know, don't do him wrong. You know, that's pretty much what the Most High is telling us to do. Don't do your brother wrong, man. Don't keep his money. Because at the end of the day, it's his money because he worked for it. Right? But let's go on. Verse 14. Thou shalt not curse the deaf, nor put a stumbling block before the blind. But thou shalt fear thy God, I am the Lord. So don't do, you know, don't do the disabled wrong, right? Don't put a stumbling block into the blind, and don't curse the deaf. You know, that's folly. Like how, you know how disrespectful that is. Like I know, like I'm not. There's no excuse. There's no excuse to do something wrong like that. Like the Most High is just telling us moral rights, like moral things to do. You know, He's telling us, man, don't be trying to talk shit to the deaf. They can't even hear you, man. So that's so disrespectful, bro. And also putting a stumbling block into the blind, like, bro, that's so disrespectful, bro. Like, man, if Israel was really doing this shit, and we probably did. Knowing us, man, we probably did, man. Man, it's crazy. But let's continue. Man. This is verse 15, by the way, Slakia. Ye shall do no unrighteousness in judgment. Thou shalt not respect the person of the poor, nor honor the person of the mighty, but in righteousness thou shalt judge thy neighbor. So pretty much it's telling us, we got to judge righteously, right? We can't just be, just picking and choosing. Like, no, we got to judge righteously. We got to judge according to the word, right? According to the word, right? Only that. Let's go to Psalms 119 real quick for a precept. Psalms 119 and 106. And it reads, I have sworn and I will perform it, that I will keep thy righteous judgments. Right? So we got to keep these righteous judgments. Right? We can't be just going off, picking and choosing, oh, this and that. No, we got to make our judgments righteous. Because that's what the Most High told us to do. You just can't be like Esau and, judge the white man better, or judge the white man different from, the black man in the court of law, because how they try to make us, you know what I'm saying, the blacks and Hispanics, do the worst time, and they give and they're giving their people like, oh yeah, they cool though, like, just sentence them a little bit. Esau's crazy, but that's unrighteous judgment. We gotta judge righteously according to the scriptures, right? According to the scriptures, right? But don't do your brother wrong. Don't judge him wrongly, etc. Right? Because it just turns bad. But let's read on. And we're going to read in Leviticus 19 and verse 16. Thou shalt not go up and down as a talebearer among thy people, neither shalt thou stand against the blood of thy neighbor. I am the Lord. So he's saying, don't be gossiping. Don't be trying to talk about a brother, do this and talk bad about this brother and that. No, that's folly, And let's go to a precept. Let's go to Proverbs 11. Go to Proverbs 11 real quick. Prove that it's folly. Come on, man. You can't be doing that. You can't be gossiping. That's folly. Right. Oh, Salakia. It's going to be Salakia. Proverbs 20 and 19. Salakia. And it reads, he that goeth about as a talebearer revealeth secrets. Therefore meddle not with him that flattereth with his lips. So it's saying that, he that gossips, is going to reveal secrets, right? And it says, therefore meddle not with him that flattereth his lips. So don't be around these people that be doing this stuff, because they going off. We shouldn't be around people that are, talking smack about, our brothers and sisters. No, that's going off, right? Why talk? Like, what I'm saying? Just, it's not right, So don't be try to don't try to instigate these conversations, these type of people. And it's all over Israel. This is a really big problem in Israel. But just don't entertain it. That's what I'm trying to say. Just don't entertain it. And let's go to Sirach, because there's another one, Sirach, that pretty much says the same thing. It'll be Sirach 21 and 25. There we go. And it reads, the lip of talkers will be telling such things as pertain not unto them, but the words of such as having understanding are weighed in the balance. So he's saying the lips of talkers, right? The people that are gossiping are not even talking about themselves. They're just going to be talking about other people, And what I'm saying? It's like, it's just not balanced, right? Because the people that have understanding are going to weigh out the matter and be in balance, right? Because we're supposed to weigh out every matter. We can't just be talking about someone else and maybe, I'm gonna give you an example, right? Say this gossiper is talking about this brother, saying, oh man, this brother, he eats a lot, he's a glutton, right? This brother, man, like, he eats like Like the last time I was hanging out with him, he was eating like 5 hamburgers. He's off. Like, man, this brother, he's so fat, this and that. Like, he big. You know, man, like this brother, man, bro, he's so fat, bro. Like, I can't stand it. But in the, in secret, he's at his house. He's looking at his refrigerator and taking out the frozen pizza, cooking that up, eating all that, and then eating someone else's leftovers that's in the house. Like, bro, you're eating a lot too. So don't be a hypocrite. Weigh out the things. Weigh out the things. You know what I'm saying? Because if you don't weigh out the things, then you're gonna be a hypocrite. You gotta weigh out the matters, right? Everything has to be in balance. So a person that understands that, is gonna, have understanding. So that's what this scripture is going into. That may have not made sense. It was kind of like a jumble of words, but hopefully that made sense, right? Hopefully. But let's go on, right? Salakia. And yeah, that was just the point I wanted to prove. But yeah, so like I kind of lost where we were at. So we're gonna read Leviticus 19, and we're gonna start at verse 17. Thou shalt not hate thy brother in thy heart. Thou shalt in any wise rebuke thy neighbor, and not suffer sin upon him. Thou shalt not avenge nor bear any grudge against the children of thy people. Thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. I am the Lord. Pretty much what this is going into. Don't hate your brother, and if he's going off, rebuke him. Because when we rebuke our neighbors, when we rebuke our brothers and sisters, it's showing that we care about them, right? So it's not bad to judge a brother, for going off, because, at the end of the day, we just want him to be right. We just want him to be in the right path, right? So don't hate your brother. Don't hate your brother, right? Don't just like let him be and be like, oh yeah, don't let your brother or sister just be in sin and being folly. Rebuke thy neighbor, because that shows that you love him. That shows that you care about him. Love your neighbor as you love yourself. This is what this is going into. Pretty self-explanatory, right? Verse 19. Ye shall keep my statutes. Thou shalt not let thy cattle gender with a diverse kind. Thou shalt not sow thy field with mingled seed. Neither shall a garment mingle of linen and woolen come upon thee. So this is talking about, we can't be mixing our fabrics, and you can't, just like how you can't be, intermingling, your cattle. That's going off, just like how we shouldn't be wearing mixed fabrics. Everything that you should wear, or everything that you wear, should be 100%. Let's go to a precept in the law. It's going to be Deuteronomy 22. Deuteronomy 22. I believe it is. Oh, that's 21. 22. Is going to be 22 and 11. Thou shalt not wear a garment of diverse sorts, as of woolen and linen together. So this is just a precept going into, can't be mingling these fabrics together. Gotta wear 100% clothing. Right? Pretty self-explanatory. And we're gonna go back to Leviticus 19 and verse 20. And whosoever lieth carnally with the woman that is a bondmaid betrothed to a husband, and not at all redeemed, nor freedom given her, she shall be scourged. They shall not be put to death, because she was not free. And I wanted to go into the NIV to kind of like make it sense a little bit more, because I believe in this translation is kind of hard to understand. So I have the NIV right here. Yeah, and it reads: if a man sleeps with a female slave who was promised to another man, but who has not been ransomed or given her freedom, there must be due punishment. Yet they are not to be put to death, because she had not been free. So pretty much, if a brother sleeps with a slave, right, and she is promised to someone, you know, pretty much there's going to be a punishment. They're not going to be put to death. Both of them are not going to be put to death. But the slave is going to have a punishment because she was not free, and she was promised to someone, right? So her punishment, she's going to get beat. You know what I'm saying? That's pretty much what the KJV was going into, right? She shall be scourged. Scourged meaning beat. So yeah, that's pretty much the law for that, right? But let's go into verse 21, Leviticus 19. And he shall bring his trespass offering unto the Lord, unto the door of the tabernacle of the congregation, even a ram for a trespass offering. And for the priest shall make an atonement for him with the ram of the trespass offering before the Lord for his sin which he had done, and the sin which he had done shall be forgiven. So the brother that went into the slave that was promised, he's obviously going to have to bring an offering to the priest because of course he sinned. But after that, he's going to be good. He's going to be chilling, right? But yeah, let's go into verse 23. And when ye shall come into the land, and shall have planted all manner of trees for food, then ye shall count the fruit thereof as circumcised. 3 years shall it be as uncircumcised unto you. It shall not be eaten of. But in the 4th year, all the fruit thereof shall be holy to praise the Lord withal. And in the 5th year shall ye eat of the fruit thereof, that it may yield unto you in the increase thereof. I am the Lord your God. So pretty much what this is going into, you plant trees, right? Pretty much can't eat it for 4 years, but the fifth year, you can eat it because it is circumcised. Because in the years before, it was uncircumcised, right? So that's pretty much what it's talking about, right? But let's move on, right? Verse 26. Ye shall not eat anything with the blood, neither shall ye use enchantment, nor observe times. Can't be eating blood, Can't be eating no medium rare steaks, no, none of that, right? We can't be, looking at astrology, saying, "Oh man, I'm this, I'm a Virgo, Capricorn, whatever, all those things, man." You know how these females, they like to go into that, It's crazy nowadays. And we can't also we can't be going into enchantments, can't be going into brujeria, like all that stuff, man. That's folly, right? Can't be doing that. That's what it's going into, right? On verse 26. But verse 27, ye shall not round the corners of your head, Slakia, neither shalt thou mar the corners of thy beard. So he's saying, just don't be shaving it off, man. I don't have a beard right now. I'm still growing. I'm still young, brother, but I don't shave it off. I don't be, zoom. I keep everything that I have, even though I don't have much, but I try. I'm trying right now, but I don't shave pretty much. And let's go to a precept, right? And I'm not saying, you can't get haircuts, because of course we need haircuts. So I wanted to go to a precept where it says that we can get haircuts, right? Or not says exactly, but it shows that we were getting haircuts, right? This is going to be Ezekiel 5 and verse 1. And thou, son of man, take thee a sharp knife, take thee a barber's razor, and cause it to pass upon thy head and upon thy beard. Then take thee balances to weigh and divide the hair. So pretty much, it was getting haircuts, right? But, you shouldn't go, what I'm saying, shave it off, smooth, no. Can't do that. It's folly. And let's read on. Let's go to Leviticus 19 and verse 28. Ye shall not make any cuttings in your flesh for the dead, nor print any marks upon you. I am the Lord. This is talking about tattoos. Can't be getting tattoos, brothers. Can't be getting tattoos, sisters. What's going off, right? Can't be making no cuttings in the flesh, right? Or print any marks, No, that's folly. And let's go to verse 29. Do not prostitute thy daughter to cause her to be a whore, lest the land fall to whoredom and the land become full of wickedness. Don't let your daughter, go into whoredom. Don't let her be a prostitute. Simple as that. You don't want your daughter, man, like to do that stuff. And nowadays, it's glorified. You know what I'm saying? It's being a whore is glorified. That's how you know that we're in Babylon, man. The land of confusion. To be a whore is a good thing. Come on, man. Man, this place is getting destroyed, man. That's all I gotta say. But let's read on. Ye shall keep my Sabbaths and reverence my sanctuary. I'm the Lord. And we shall keep my Sabbaths. We went into that. But I want to go into like going more in depth, because also the feast days, not just the weekly Sabbath, but also the feast days are a Sabbath, right? So I kind of want to prove that, right? So let's go to Leviticus 23, just a couple chapters ahead. And we're going to go into Tabernacles, because that's the feast that we're in right now, Feast of Tabernacles. And I believe it's going to be, let's go to verse 39, right? This is talking about Tabernacles, right? Also in the 15th day of the 7th month, when ye have gathered in the fruit of the land, ye shall keep a feast unto the Lord 7 days. And on the first day shall be a Sabbath, and on the 8th day shall be a Sabbath. So right here, the Feast of Tabernacles, the 1st and 8th day is a Sabbath, right? So, we're just we got to keep these commandments. You know what I'm saying? It's not just talking about the weekly Sabbath. It's talking about the statutes too, the feast days, right? So I just wanted to bring that out, right? And let's go back to Leviticus 19, and let's go to verse 31. Regard not them that have familiar spirits, neither seek after wizards to be defiled by them. I am the Lord your God. And pretty much what this is saying, don't be trying to look for no wizards, no nothing, no person that knows all this wicked stuff, no brujeria. Don't go into that, right? And I want to show you something in Revelations 22, right? Let's go to Revelations 22, last chapter of the Bible. I believe it's verse 15. This is Revelations 22 and verse 15. For without, let's start at verse 14. It's lock in. Blessed are they that do his commandments, that they may have right to the tree of life. Blessed are those people that keep his commandments, right? And let's read on. And may enter through the gates into the city. For without, the people that don't do the commandments, for without are dogs and sorcerers and whoremongers and murderers and idolaters and whosoever loveth and maketh a lie. These people are not going to inherit the kingdom. No sorcerers, a person that does, witchcraft, etc. Those people are not going to inherit the kingdom of heaven. That's folly. So if you partake in that, if you entertain that, nah, the kingdom's not for you. So yeah, I just wanted to bring that up, because our people really love that shit. You know what I'm saying? Our people, they always, they're always like, oh yeah, I have an auntie, they always got the auntie it's always the auntie, or the cousin, like, oh yeah, I know someone that does like brujeria, like, oh yeah, like, they tell this and that, like, come on, man, our people going off, right? But yeah, let's go on, right? Let's go to verse 32 in Leviticus 19. Thou shalt rise up before the hoary head and honor the face of the old man, and fear thy God. I am the Lord, right? So this is what this is pretty much going into, is honoring your elders. We got to honor our elders, because they've done a lot for us. Our elders, in this Hebrew Israelite thing, are the reason why we're doing this. The Most High used them as a vessel so that they can teach this narrative that the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans are the Israelites, and we got to keep the commandments, right? So I want to go to a precept in Wisdom of Solomon. I believe it's verse or chapter 8. Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 8. Slovakia. Wisdom of Solomon 8 and verse 10. Yeah, con. For her sake I shall have estimation among the multitude, and honor with the elders, thou I be young. You know. So, we gotta have, honor. We gotta honor our elders, So yeah, give respect to elders. Right. That's what it was going into. Right. And let's go back to Leviticus 19 and let's read verse 33. And if a stranger sojourn with thee in your land, ye shall not vex him. But the stranger that dwelleth with you shall be unto you as one born among you, and thou shalt love him as thyself. For ye were strangers to the land of Egypt. I am the Lord your God. Right. What this is going into is, right, we can't be vexing, we can't be hating our brothers that are coming from afar. If, for example, right, if the brothers in BOW, right, were to visit me in the Bay, right, I can't be hating them because they're from LA. You know what I'm saying? I gotta treat them, as what I'm saying. Like, I can't be treating them as like, oh no, they're strangers, they're weird. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're not from here, so I'm not gonna mess with them. I can't do that. That's going off. They're my brothers, so I gotta treat them with respect, no matter what. They're my brothers, and vice versa. When I visit them, they treat me with the utmost respect because they know that we're brothers. And, of course it's in the law, but, we brothers, we love each other, man. So it's like, just show brotherly love, just be respectful for your brother, man, that are from afar. That's pretty much what this is going into. Like, don't hate your brother, from afar. Yeah, so, yeah. Let's go back into the script, though. Let's go back into the scripts. And we're going to go to verse 35 in Leviticus 19. Ye shall do Ye shall do no unrighteousness in judgment, in meat yard, in weight, or in measure, just balances, just weights, a just ephah, and a just hin shall ye have. I am the Lord your God, which brought you out of the land of Egypt. So what this is going into is, we gotta measure righteously. We can't just be lying about measurements when we're building stuff, when we're measuring things. We can't lie about it. We can't just be half-assing it, like, oh, I think it's this. No, we got to do it righteously. We got to do it correct, right? Because when you're building something, you want to do it precisely. Because if it's not done precisely, then the thing that you're building is just going to crumble, right? And let's go into Proverbs 11, right? This is the one I thought I was supposed to bring up, but it's for later on. Let's go to Proverbs 11, and from the top. A false balance is an abomination to the Lord, but a just weight is in his delight. So a just weight is in his delight. So when we're weighing things and measuring things in righteousness, then it's a delight to the Most High. So that's pretty much what this is going into. Right? And verse 37, therefore shall ye observe all thy statutes and all my judgments, and do them. I am the Lord. So pretty much we gotta observe the statutes, we gotta observe the feast days and his judgments, because he is the Most High. He is the Lord. He is our authority. He is the authority. We gotta do whatever he tells us to do because he knows what is right for us. He's our Father. He's the Creator. And he just wants us to be righteousness, or he just wants us to be righteous, right? He doesn't want us to go off. He wants the best for us. So that's why he's telling us all these laws, to keep. And I wanted to go over this chapter because, it's a chapter. Really, it goes over everything. It goes over, moral things. It goes over, ceremonial things. It goes over, pretty much a plethora of things that are in the 5 books, the Torah, So it's kind of like a mix. So I pretty much went to this chapter. I wanted to jumble up, the law essentially, because this chapter is pretty much talking about a lot of things, So I went over it, and I hope that you guys got edified. I know I was all over the place, I was looking at my notes, I was doing this, doing that, slacking, but I hope you did get edified today. But like I said, if you have any questions down below, put them down in the comment section, or reach us at our main channel, Believers of the Way, or email us, Believers of the Way 144k at gmail.com. And we'll answer questions for you. But with that being said, like I said, I hope y'all got edified, and I'll see y'all soon. Shalom.